Let's fire up activity 1 from week 10 of Design 330. This is going to be some HVAC stuff, so we need to create an energy model report in our Revit. We're going to use our model from week 9. There's a few things we need to do. We need to create some HVAC zones. We need to adjust the energy model settings so that it'll work. Run an energy analysis and create a report. Once we're done with that, we need to go back to our A102 and fill in the answers. Last week they were sort of blanks. This week they'll have some answers in it. And then we'll create a CFM chart. Now, my example will not be quite the same as yours. I'm going to be very partial because you need to figure out how to get this work done, but I'll give you kind of the go through on it. So here we are where I've pulled up my old file from last week and I gave it a new name so that I could still have my last week one safe and sound without having to worry about it if I made a mistake and need to go back or something like that. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at my layout plan and I'm going to make a copy of this that I'm going to start working with because I see this is architectural and now I need to get mechanical. So I click on it and right click and I have to duplicate that view and I don't want any of the detailing. I want just my good old plain one. And then I have to make that mechanical. If I go into my browser over here and I see where it says the discipline is architectural, I need to make that mechanical. And that means that it's going to be HVAC. Okay, and that should show up somewhere. There it is. It's HVAC. I'll kind of collapse down my coordination and collapse down my architectural so I don't have to see them. So there I go. And I'm going to give these a new name. It's my build out zones. Because when you do HVAC, different zones are treated differently. So I need to work with that. So I need to make some zones here. Okay, so once I've got that done, I've got my zones, but to make my model, well, I haven't got my zones yet. I need to make them now. So let's see how we do that. First of all, we go to our Analyze tab, and some of you have done this recently. And to make zones, you first have to make spaces. So I just did some spaces in the lobby. And, you know, sometimes you'll be required to do these in a certain order, but I'm not going to. So I've got all these spaces made that call out all these things. Okay, then I can make zones. If I come in here and I add, let me do my lobby first. I'll just come in here and I'll add those spaces, and I'm going to call this one zone lobby. So I just gave it a name. I can apply that. And I put these three in it, and then I can finish editing the zone. And then I can make another zone, which is my admin, and I'll just start adding the spaces to it till I've got them all in there. And I can call this one zone-admin. I can finish that one. And of course, I've got one more to do, which is my manufacturing area. I can click those two spaces, call it zone-MFG for manufacturing, and apply and finish it. So I've got those. Okay, so that's my first little step. I've created my HVAC zones. Now I need to adjust my energy setting model. Energy model settings. And so I'm still on my Analyze tab, and I see Energy Optimization, and up in the upper right, there's some settings. And you'll see it says use conceptual masses. We don't have any of those. So we're going to use building elements and say OK. Now we want to make sure we're in the right place, so we'll go to the location, and it's Sacramento, so that's okay. And we've got our zones made, so we can create this thing called an energy model, and I'll create it. And it's got, hey, look at that. And it's got extra stuff. It's still got the other parts of the building, but I'm not going to worry about those. I'm going to get this one and this one and this one all put in there. So that'll be okay. So once I get a cool looking thing like this, then I can create my report. I can analyze the system. And it's going to do it. And it's going to run it in the background, which can take quite a while. Okay, and so I'll run the analysis, and then I might have to do something later on. You can see it's calculating the background. And depending on your computer, this can take, a few minutes. And I'm running it on pretty good computer. I'm running it on the VMware computer. So it might take a few minutes. So while that's running, you can see we've done all this. And we're going to get that energy report in just a few moments. So I'll stop the video now, and then we'll come back and read that report and analyze these items.